Ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Boebert has voted present, lowering the threshold for McCarthy to gain the speakership. He's given up everything. So I know that there are going to be a lot of people who say, oh, well, no McCarthy, no matter what, you can't trust him. You trust but verify. Just like Reagan said, this isn't a marriage, okay? This is politics. This isn't some kind of business partnership. This is politics where you have to create some kind of deal, but this is the best deal. He gave up everything. McCarthy gave up everything. Every article, especially within the mainstream, is, oh my God, he's been taken over by the Make America Great Again Republicans. The Trump Republicans have taken over the Speaker of the House. It is very much a symbolic post. Esquire, Kevin McCarthy gives Speaker of the House powers away to become Speaker of the House. It's an excellent article in Esquire. And I've been saying this a lot. The best thing that could happen to the country, to the Republican Party, is what Matt Gaetz and Lauren Boebert, who just voted present, Chip Roy, and Trump Republicans have been doing. As of right now, he's likely going to get the number of votes tonight. So he'll likely get the Speaker of the House tonight, tomorrow, or Sunday. So that's not a bad thing. And before you say, and I want you to give me your thoughts below, but before you type anything in the comments section, I want you to respectfully, please listen to this before you say, no, 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 this is bad. He gave up every single traditional power or authority, all the authority that Pelosi and Paul Ryan and other speaker, Newt Gingrich, he doesn't have, McCarthy, the ability to force anything upon 20 or 40 or 50 Republicans that don't want to fall in line. This is very different from the party bosses within the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is a machine. There is no Medicare for all vote. The Medicare for all is a beautiful thing if it could take place, if it was feasible, but it's not feasible from a fiscal perspective. You'd have to double or triple tax collection. That's according to New York one NYU study. But again, it would be great. But then if you look at France and other countries, people have private insurance also because the government-run healthcare doesn't work for everybody. But that's another point. It's a racket on the left. So what the left does, what Democrats do, is they promise the world. They're blatantly lying to their voters, and people like AOC or Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren or progressive Congress people don't have the power or the integrity to go and battle Pelosi. So the Speaker of the House with Democrats is a party boss. He or she is a totalitarian, authoritarian, party titan, boss, decides everything. That happened with Gingrich, and that happened with Pelosi and Ryan in between them. This is completely different, ladies and gentlemen. The holdout worked. And this is what democracy is about. See, when Democrats call this a clown show, it's the clowns calling sane people a clown show. They don't realize that this is how you gain power from a political party and make it a more populist political party that works for the people and not for special interests and lobbyists. The lobbyists, when you talk about $1 billion in FTX money, for example, Democrats have a Byzantine labyrinth of money and influence, and it has nothing to do with the grassroots. Absolutely nothing. You might see them on the left pontificate about things, but that's optics and public relations. What Gaetz has done is basically taken and removed all authority from McCarthy. He can be deposed, like I explained in my last two segments, with just 5 Republican votes and a no confidence session. So hit subscribe to this channel every day at 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. I was going to have a live stream, but I wanted to do this segment so you could just watch it, play it back, and understand that This is the best thing that could have happened other than Jim Jordan or Trump or Matt Gaetz becoming Speaker of the House. It was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And eventually, you're going to get a Kevin McCarthy with a de facto Matt Gaetz speakership, or Lauren Boebert, or Chip Roy, or Freedom Republican speakership. You're going to get a de facto speakership. It's the best thing. Everybody is talking about this now, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you have to understand something. Trump completely upended a very corrupt system of never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts and putting other countries before this country. Okay, we had 4 years we had record low poverty under Trump, and he tried to address, in terms of foreign policy, reversed U.S. foreign policy. The Doha Agreement forced Biden to remove Americans from our longest-running counterinsurgency conflict and war. And Biden didn't want to do that. We saw that. He botched it, and those 13 Americans should be alive today. The Doha Agreement did not call for America to utilize its mortal greatest adversaries to help us leave that country. Okay, Biden and his team of bumbling, stumbling, lifelong bureaucrats and diplomats completely did the opposite of what they should have done. Anyway, they completely botched it. And again, it wasn't, you have Trump who reversed U.S. foreign policy. Trump was the first president in decades not to start a military intervention or a military conflict. He was the anti-war candidate. It's a moral imperative to vote for Trump if you want the antithesis of Lincoln Project foreign policy. Now, does Kevin McCarthy want the antithesis of Lincoln Project foreign policy? Well, now he does. Maybe before all of this, he didn't care. But now he has to have the antithesis of Lincoln Project foreign policy. He must abide by what Lauren Boebert and Matt Gaetz and Chip Roy and Jim Jordan and Steve Scalise, he must abide by what all of these people want. Nothing gets done unless it goes through Trump. Nothing gets done unless it goes through a process where Trump Republicans get their say before McCarthy lobbyists and Democrats. And that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. You want to get back to record low poverty in 2019. You want to push back against a very failed foreign policy with an invasion in Europe that Democrats use as a proxy battle while others suffer. You want that, people. So, I mean, as Dave Chappelle once said, it's a celebration. You could fill in the blank there. But it is a celebration. It's a very, very, very good thing, and you should be very excited and happy about it. I shouldn't say you should be. I can understand if people aren't. I can understand the skepticism. I'm a bit skeptical, tiny bit myself, but I do think overall this is excellent. Impeachment is certain for felonies. Biden did commit crimes, almost certainly. We know Hunter did. We know Hunter almost certainly committed graft and potential bribery schemes. And you'd have to read the New York Post emails, but we couldn't because, guess what? Government agencies worked with Democrats and Twitter to suspend and silence and censor a true story. All these people who are worried about information that misinforms, their biggest goal and objective is to prevent true information about them from being public. That's another thing. Get ready for declassified information from Republicans who are going to declassify information on a whole bunch of topics. On a whole bunch of topics that Democrats don't want declassified. This is the best thing that could have happened, ladies and gentlemen. I know that it's like, I know that, after so long, people are skeptical, and I get that. But you don't have, McCarthy is not the McCarthy who came into this before the 14th, 13th, 14th, or 15th attempt. Okay? He'll get the votes. He might already have the votes as you watch this. And just remember that even Esquire, Washington Post, all of these publications in the mainstream are saying he gave up everything. Okay? And then conservative publications are also saying that, but even with more enthusiasm. This is what democracy looks like. It's not being an AI robot, not a programmed software, code, or it's not just walking in lockstep. Democrats see this as dysfunction. This is very functional. Dysfunction is not having critical thinking skills and not having the courage to, even like Bernie Sanders, acknowledge you were cheated by a political party, your own political party. Bernie Sanders is a Green Party candidate that Democrats have outsourced to funnel Green Party voters back into the Democratic Party as they cheat him. That's why they were so tired of railroading him every Iowa, beginning contest, that they moved it to towards the middle of the primary in 24. Okay, because they knew Bernie would win. Okay, they knew Bernie Sanders would win anyway. They cheated Bernie Sanders in their own primary. These people don't know anything about democracy, and they pontificate all the time. By the way, God bless you. Left, right, center, Democrat, Republican, God bless you. This is a beautiful time, beautiful moment in American history. And I'm voting Trump in 24. If you're not, that's fine. Have a beautiful 2023, and God bless you. Hit subscribe every day on this channel, 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. I'll have a segment, of course, videos tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. To my new Patreons, thank you. And I have a segment on H.A. Goodman's other channel, 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. And what can I tell you? To my new Patreons, thank you. Become a member. Go to hagoodman.com to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist. Rome wasn't built in a day, ladies and gentlemen, but Trump is pretty. He's dismantling a very corrupt machine within, and then you hear these like liberal historians like, oh my God. You see these like liberal, intellectuals. We have the least intellectual, we have the biggest imbeciles as intellectuals in our society today. It's kind of hilarious. It's kind of pathetic. But they're looking at Trump as this wrecking ball and this bulldozer and this fiendish force of destruction. Very good. Yes. Most people are looking at this. Most sane people, or people with critical thinking skills, are saying, yes, we have a corrupt system. We need Trump to revitalize everything. This would never have happened without Trump, and it would never have happened without Matt Gaetz and Lauren Boebert and Andy Biggs and Chip Roy and all of these Trump Republicans. It's a very, very good thing. See, when Democrats try to poke fun at this, they're so consumed with being with this blind allegiance and obedience and doing what they're told, while at the same time pretending that they're the open-minded, free-thinking people. They don't realize that speaking truth to power entails actually speaking truth to power, not just falling in line and defending government agencies censoring the New York Post on Twitter. Okay, give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. If McCarthy gets it tonight, it looks like he will, or tomorrow, or the next day, it's actually a very good thing, because then you can utilize the fact that he has a rapport with never Trumpers, or the ones that are left, the McConnells of the world. He does have a rapport with them, so you can perhaps get them on the Trump Republican side on a lot of topics, especially impeachment, which benefits never Trumpers also. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. He caved, he acquiesced, he gave up everything. And he's speaker only in name only. Give me your thoughts. Thank you.